Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the seminar, Digital Transformation in Asia, within the Vietnam Asia DX Summit 2022, hosted by the Vietnam Softwares and IT Services Association, VINASA. I am Thomas, and I'm honored to be the host of this seminar. Digital transformation is mentioned everywhere by both governments and businesses nowadays. According to the 2020 Cisco and IDC report on the digital maturity of small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, in 14 countries in the Asia-Pacific region, only about 3% of businesses believe that digitalization is not really important to their operations, much lower than the 22% in 2019. Up to 62% of businesses expect digital transformation can help businesses create new products and services. 56% of businesses find the competition is changing and digital transformation helps them keep pace with others. This statistics shows that businesses have a clear awareness of the importance of digital transformation. In this seminar, you will hear the digitalization stories from 5 economies and countries in Asia, learn from successful case studies and experiences that can be applied into your own business or organization. To begin with, I would like to introduce Mr. Nguyễn Văn Khoa, Chairman of VINASA, to give the opening speech. Mr. Khoa.
Dear Mr. David Yong, Chairman of the Association, Mr. Hun Charen Atibayeda, Chairman of the ASEAN CIO, dear ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Software and IT Services Association, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all of you in the seminar, Digital Transformation in Asia within the framework of Vietnam Asia DX Summit 2020. In recent years, digital transformation promoted by both of the government and enterprise in Vietnam, especially under the impact of the COVID-19. It's become a requirement for a business to survive. In fact, that in 2021, Vietnam GDP growth rate only the 2.6%, and nearly 55,000 enterprise stopped and operating very poor and how and all of the business are in Vietnam. Besides, according to the Ministry of Information and Communication, 2022 is the year to accelerate digital transformation and driving force for the development of the economy. To make this process faster, Vietnam Asia DX Summit 2020 will not only discuss but also contribute directly to implementation of the tasks and goals through our activity in the 2 summit days. This year summit, we are honored to have experts from the 10 countries in Asia participating and sharing their digital transformation story, program, and successful case study and experience. And I would like to express my sincere thanks to Association, ACOIA, and all the speakers. We hope this 2-session seminar will bring out useful insight of the digital transformation in Asia, so that we can learn from each other and cooperate and success together. Thank you very much, and I wish you health and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Khoa. Ladies and gentlemen, the Asian Oceanian Computing Industry Organization, ASOCIO, is an ICT federation organized by the ICT associations representing from 24 economies throughout Asia Pacific. Its influence covers more than 10,000 ICT companies and represents approximately $350 billion of ICT revenue in the region. Asocio's objective is to promote, encourage, and foster relationships and trade between its members and to develop the computing industry in the region. Joining the seminar today, I would like to introduce Mr. David Ong, Chairman of Associo, to give the welcome speech. Mr. Ong.
Mr. Khun Chaicharian Atibaya, Chairman of ASEAN CIO Association, Mr. Kwa, the Chairman of VINASA, dear honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my honor and pleasure to address you today in this week's Summit's DX in Asia session. As Chairman of Asia Oceania Computing Industry Organization, in short, ASOCIO, I congratulate VINASA for the organizing of the DX event. And also, I felt that the event is timely in consideration of the rapid transformation of digital in the region currently. ASOCIO is the largest federation of tech association in Asia Oceania, represented by 24 economies. The unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic has brought new urgency to meeting digital transformation goals and had forced many organizations to adopt and speed up the transformation work. According to IDC, 2022 will see 65% of APAC, excluding Japan, GDP to be digitalized and will reach 1.2 trillion in spending. IDC also expects that by 2023, 70% of APAC organizations will shift their management orientation from processes to outcomes, establishing more agile, innovative operating models. Now, in terms of 5G technology, 5G is likely to become widely available in Southeast Asia during 2022. There are already many pilots testing taking place in many different parts of the economies in the region, with most countries eyeing complete rollouts within the next 3 to 5 years. In particular, Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore are moving fast to make 5G a reality in their countries. On digital connectivity, now the pandemic has had a striking impact on Southeast Asia digital economy. 60 million in the region became online consumers during this period. With this accelerated update of technology, there was an increase in nearly all e-commerce during the pandemic, with solid growth in sports equipment and supermarket items. In terms of online retail sales, Asia now accounts for nearly 60% of the world's online retail sales. Asia Pacific e-commerce is expected to nearly double by 2025, reaching 2 trillion. That is indeed a huge market and opportunity of growth for all. So ladies and gentlemen, we are already seeing how digitalization is reshaping Asia. The digital transformation in this region is opening a range of opportunities for its citizens, especially for the younger generations. Many ASEAN countries are even in the lead globally in certain sectors. Vietnam is in a unique position as it's heavily invested in STEM, with the government emphasizing their efforts in the technology sector. The country also has a large and young workforce and a deep pool of technical talent. The country's tech sector is also viewed as an important industry for the country's future economic growth. As I conclude, my valued appreciation goes out to the organizers of this summit, in particular VINASA. I hope that this summit will achieve its goal of promoting the development of digital businesses, gathering resources from the public and private sector to accelerate and help to speed up the digital transformation process in the region. With that, I thank you for your attendance, and I hope that you had a fruitful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ong. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Chaicharian, Advisory Board of ACIOA, to give a welcome speech.
Mr. Nguyen Kwa, Chairman of VINASA, Mr. David Wong, Chairman of ASOCIO, our respective speakers. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The World Economic Forum called it Digital ASEAN. We call it ASEAN Digital Transformation for digital literacy and digital prosperity. ASEAN is recognized as the fastest growing big internet market globally, with approximately 125,000 new users coming on the internet every day. ASEAN digital economy is expecting to grow significantly, adding an estimate of $1 trillion to our regional GDP over the next decades, even at this endemic. ASEAN CIO associations tags closely to all policies, measures, and framework, such as including such as AEC Blueprint 2025, the Master Plan on ASEAN Connectivity 2025, and the E-ASEAN Framework Agreement. So to support the development of CIO, Chief Information Officers across the ASEANs, knowing that these ambitions, goals demand discipline, execution, and follow through to see such work being done for a betterment. Digital transformation is not just a technology conversation. It's entirely our favorite PPP, public-private partnerships, or even PPP, where people first, and then planet. Planet is about green, purpose, and profit, whichever understood in the regions. You will see the leaders driving and taking the leads. Technology can be well optimized and business adventure and also competitiveness, but it is not a product buying spree. Success of digital transformation call for a change of mindset and a push for digital leaderships. ASEAN CIO Association foreseen that working on this measure with vital subjects is a community activity, and therefore appreciate FINASA to taking leads to drive this summit and have covered extensively in many sectors, such as the rest of the ASEAN member states. A fully integrated digital experience in what industry is looking at to serve the client, designed as to take consideration at the leading edge of innovation to attract the client. It has to be seamless and mobility. A matter of, especially with the 5Gs, metaverse, are all changing the entire landscapes. Companies or governments who are still procrastinating will just left behind. The new digital age will be a challenge up to the new thinking and forced transformation. Should you yet plan? Start now. Should you already in the journey? Do you have a supportive leader to drive with you? I hope so. Should you be stuck in your digital transformation journey? Stop, revisit. What is not working, then wasting your resources and end up with a project failure. ASEAN CIO Association will provide guidance and support to countries who wish to explore this conversation. Just to mention why Vanessa drive this week event creatively, both online and offline. Similar to this event, our other ASEAN states, such as Thailand's CIO Association, TCIOA, is now forming up a digital transformation and digital leadership summit which will be on end of next month, of course, behind Vinasa. I believe that digital transformation is much about empowering people to work in a new way, to propel, to prosper. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chacharian. Coming up, I would like to invite Mr. Nguyễn Thành Nam, Head of DX Division, Authority of Information Technology Application, Ministry of Information and Communications, to give a presentation about the status of digital transformation program in Vietnam. Mr. Nguyễn Thành Nam.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for inviting us to this amazing event. My name is Nguyễn Thành Nam. I am the head of the Digital Transformation Division under the Authority of Information Technology Application. And today in my presentation, I would like to be on behalf of our Director General, Mr. Đỗ Công Anh, to provide you with some snapshots of the current status of this digital transformation implementation in Vietnam through a strategy landscape and 7 digital pillars. What makes digital transformation different from information technology is the determining role of the top leaderships. So whether the leaders want digital transformation to happen and whether he knows how to make it happen the right way. Fortunately, in Vietnam, digital transformation is greatly supported by the government leaders. As you can see on my first slide, here are some quotes by the Prime Minister and the Minister of MIC, which said digital transformation is inevitable and no one can stand aside. People and businesses are at the heart of the digital transformation and are the subject and driving force of digital transformation. Digital transformation is not about technology, but about how to identify and solve problems with technologies. It is the responsibility of the top leaders rather than the tech people to make digital transformation happen in an organization or even a nation. This is the organizational structure of the National Committee of Digital Transformation. The committee, formerly known as the National Steering Committee on E-Government, is headed by the Prime Minister. Members of the committee are ministers of some ministries in the cabinet. That somehow demonstrates the strong political determination of the Vietnamese government in implementing digital transformation. The committee is also supported by a working group consisting of senior officials from government agencies and many experts from industries, academia, and associations. This is the photo of the committee members on the launching session. The strategy landscape of digital transformation in Vietnam is basically completed with the launching of 3 important strategies. The National Digital Transformation Program launched on June 2020. The National Strategy on Digital Government launched on June 2021. And the recently launched National Digital Economy and Society Strategy on March 2022. 2 remaining strategies are scheduled to be launched within this year, which are National Data Strategy and the National Digital Firms Development Strategy. The focus of 2022 is no longer on thinking or planning. Instead, it's doing and taking actions. This is in line with the roadmap that our ministerial leadership has set out. If 2020 is for raising awareness for digital transformation, making people understand what DX is, why DX, and how to implement DX. 2021 is for experimenting for technology to perform on limited scale, mainly on healthcare and the education sectors. Then 2022 is for actions to be taken. is for technology to be deployed across the sector and across the country, and for digital platforms to take the spotlight. So in the coming slide, I will introduce some snapshots of the digital transformation status in Vietnam based on 7 digital pillars: digital institution, digital awareness, digital infrastructure, digital workforce, digital government, digital economy, and digital society. In digital institution, we have closely collaborated with agencies in 63 provinces and over 30 central government agencies to ensure efforts to strengthen the institution to serve the implementation of digital transformation program are made. And as a result, 100% of ministries and provinces have established the steering committee on digital transformation. 55 provinces have announced the Communist Party committee resolutions on digital transformation, and almost 100% ministers and provinces launched digital transformation programs or plans for 5-year period. To serve the purpose of raising awareness, public awareness about digital transformation, we have published a number of materials online, allowing people to download for free, namely the Digital Transformation Handbook, providing fundamental knowledge of digital transformation in the form of comprehensible question and answers. We also make transparent 55 problems in all phases of the society with detailed description so that we can encourage individuals, organizations, and businesses to contribute the solution with technology. We also published 21 success stories in digital transformation across the countries and in all sectors. A problem in this city may have been solved well in another city, so sharing good stories could have amplified the success. We also have a weekly thematic report published on digital transformation with multi-dimensional viewpoints, reflecting the wide range of issues in all sectors and provinces. And the report covers a wide range of topics and reflects the current status of digital transformation activities from multi-dimensional viewpoints. And by doing so, the report aims to enhance the sense of role and responsibilities for government agencies at all levels. For digital infrastructure, quality of internet service have improved over the last year significantly, with download speed for mobile and fixed line respectively 33.9 and 67.96 megabytes per second. 80% of the remaining unserviced areas is scheduled to be covered by June 2022. 70.9% mobile users use smartphone, and 85% of households have smartphone users. Fixed line broadband has covered 68.8% of households. For digital workforce, Vietnam is having roughly 1.1 million laborers in IT industry, accounting for 1.1% of total workforce of the economy, 25% of which are programmers and developers. 2/3 of the total universities have ICT majors with annual graduates of 120,000 students. One of the solutions to increase the digital workforce is to equip digital skills for the community. Lạng Sơn is the first province to initiate and pilot the project on community digital technology team, CDT team, from commune level. A CDT team is a small group of active and technology capable people who will have trained basic digital skills for residents in every village. Up to now, 6 provinces have formed CDT teams, and almost 5,000 CDT teams with nearly 22,000 members have operated nationwide. For digital government development, over the last 2 years, there have been a significant improvement in the provisions of online public services. Services provided online end-to-end has increased to 97.3%. However, the usage of online public services is still low, with online applications rate of 17%. Data sharing and connection among government agencies is ensured by the government's specialized data transmission network and the National Data Exchange Platform, the NDSP. For smart cities, we focus on the development of Intelligent Operations Center, IOC, and the scene report service. 2/3 of the provinces, all the provinces have launched IOC, and 60% of them have deployed scene report service. 4 major national databases on citizens, social insurance, e-civil status, and business registration are completed and connected to the National Data Exchange Platform to support the provisions of online public service nationwide. For digital economy, the revenue of digital economy in the first quarter of 2022 is approximately 53 billion US dollar, contributing 10% to the GDP. While the revenue of platform economy reached 8 billion USD. Also in the first quarter of 2022, 65,000 of new technology firms have been established. The Ministry of Information and Communications is also collaborating closely with some e-commerce platforms to encourage farmers from rural and remote areas to bring their products to the platforms. And after a year of implementing, 5.4 million households have participated with 80,000 products available online and over 100,000 transactions made. Another program initiated by the MIC to have transformed the economy is SMEDX, a program providing small and medium enterprises with free or affordable access to digital transformation platforms and solutions. And after a year of implementation, SMEDX has attracted 170,000 SMEs, with 19,000 SMEs have directly benefited from the program. For digital society, social distancing during COVID outbreak somehow have boosted a number of local applications, forming an ecosystem of utility applications for citizens. For communications, we have Zalo, an OTT and social media platform possessing almost 75 million regular users. For ride-hailing service, D is ranking number 2 in the market with 3.6 million users monthly. Vita Post is dominating the delivery market with 3.5 million regular users monthly, etc. The progress of digital transformation in Vietnam has been influenced by COVID-19, but fortunately, in a positive way. We see the pandemic as a big push to the digital transformation, making objectives that may take years to achieve accomplished in a few months. Healthcare is among the first sectors to successfully utilize the pandemic push to accelerate the digital transformation progress. And in the slides is the ecosystem of anti-COVID digital platforms and applications with over 80 million users in total. This ecosystem were initiated and completed in about a year. You can see some familiar application like PC COVID or digital medical record or VNEID, etc. After COVID is gone, this ecosystem will be the firm foundation for the establishment of smart healthcare, smart hospital, and further is the total transformation of the healthcare sector. During the pandemic outbreak, under the order of the Prime Minister, we also managed to establish EMC, which connects to 100% e-gov system in all provinces and ministries. It have monitors statistics in electronic information portals, public services portals, one-stop shop portals, and many other web-based systems on real-time basis. During the pandemic outbreak, the video conference platform connecting 100% of communes and wards nationwide was deployed and complete in a few weeks. The platform connects the Prime Minister to over 9,000 destinations at commune levels in all 63 provinces, facilitating him to give direct guidance and direction to local officials in every single commune instead of going through intermediary levels. Similar to the video conference platform, the telehealth platform connecting 100% district level hospitals was deployed in just a month, and the platform connects 328 district level medical facilities to major central hospitals to help doctors conduct remote medical consultation and thus release the burden on central hospital. Tablet and internet for students is another initiative by the Prime Minister that has mobilized over 1 million devices and free internet access for disadvantaged students across the nation. In the first meeting of the National Committee of Digital Transformation in 2022, the chairman has approved a list of national digital transformation platforms, which is scheduled to be announced by the end of this year. As you can see on the slide, the green ones are platforms that are developed by government or private sector, but owned and operated by the government. The blue ones are platforms that are developed and owned by private sector. For each platform, there will be a set of criteria issued by the government, and based on these criteria, the Ministry of Information and Communications will evaluate the submitted product, and once it passes, MIC will publicly announce the platform as the National Digital Transformation Platform. So with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Nam. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Bala, Head of Funding Facilitation and Investors Relations at MDEC, to give a presentation about digital transformation in Malaysia.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bala, and I'm from Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation. Today, I'll be talking about digital transformation in Malaysia. Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation, or better known as MDEC, is the agency under the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia Malaysia, leading the digital transformation of the Malaysian economy for the past 25 years. We aim to enable a progressive, innovation-led digital economy. MDEC will continue to lead Malaysia towards becoming a globally competitive digital nation through developing and executing the Malaysia Digital Initiative, which aims to create substantial digital economic spillover through equitable access to digital tools, knowledge, and income opportunities. predicated on a new framework built upon three primary components: agility, flexibility, and relevance. Malaysia Digital is set to enhance Malaysia's value proposition to attract digital investments, firmly establishing Malaysia as the digital hub of ASEAN. As per the topic of my speech today, digital transformation, I would like to introduce two initiatives that was led by the Malaysian government, implemented by Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation of Malaysia. In 2014, right up to 2019, we initiated the My Cyber Sale National Online Mega Sale event. And this was superseded from 2020 onwards via the Shop Malaysia Online and Go e-commerce onboarding. As a preamble, every transaction benefits from the entire e-commerce ecosystem. Players such as merchants, platforms, payment gateways, delivery services, and so forth. Online sales campaign can entice new buyers to purchase via e-commerce. With the increase of e-commerce buyers pool, the industry has the volume to innovate. When a buyer purchases via e-commerce, they will be familiar with the different mechanics such as the store vouchers, rebates, cashbacks, subsidies, shipping methodologies, and so forth. This will make it easier for them to adopt e-commerce. As an introduction, My Cyber Sale is an online sale initiated by the government to develop the e-commerce ecosystem and to promote the culture of buying online in Malaysia. It has three core objectives that are to generate online shopping demand from consumers, to encourage SMEs to adopt e-commerce in their businesses, to increase revenue of e-commerce. From the year 2014, it had a very humble beginning. And in the first year itself, a total gross merchandise value of Ringgit Malaysia 67 million in total was transacted from a 3 days event, exceeding the target that was set for the year, which was Ringgit Malaysia 50 million. The total number of buyers also surpassed the target by 179%, as more than 179,000 buyers have been reported by the participating sites through My Cyber Sale in 2014. There were 280 participating sites, which consist of e-marketplaces, large local corporations, multinationals, and standalone SME sites in 2014. On average, participating sites have reported 220% increase of traffic to their websites during the 3-day event for the year 2014. Moving forward, from the year 2017 onwards, MDEC has decided to scale up the My Cyber Sale project via collaboration with industry players. MDEC collaborated with a strategic partner, that is the Association of Computer and Multimedia Industry Malaysia, which is widely known as PCOM. And for the year 2017, PCOM expanded the scope of participation, signing on board more service providers as critical platform partners. And the year 2017 also proved to be the Malaysia's biggest online sale event, whereby the My Cyber Sale 2017 achieved a gross merchandise value of Ringgit Malaysia 311 million, exceeding the target that was set for the year, which was Ringgit Malaysia 300 million, of which Ringgit Malaysia 39 million of the Ringgit Malaysia 311 million GMV was derived from international shoppers, surpassing the export revenue target of Ringgit Malaysia 20 million. This equates to a growth of 254% from the 2016 export revenue of Ringgit Malaysia 11 million. Some other records that were set were included doubling the number of exporting merchants to 497 for the year 2017, as compared to 216 in as compared to 260 in 2016. There were 26 exporting countries for the year of 2017, nearly 3 times more from the year 2016. The new exporting countries for the year 2017 included Japan and India from Asia, Australia and Poland from Europe, Turkey and Greece from the Mediterranean region, Denmark and Sweden from the Scandinavian region. As the industry through PICOM continued to run My Cyber Seal. In the year of 2019, My Cyber Seal opted for a wider approach that saw the event become the biggest edition yet, with the record sales of Ringgit Malaysia 3.19 billion during a period of 1 week. The amount consisted of Ringgit Malaysia 392 million in gross merchandise value from 1,510 registered merchants and Ringgit Malaysia 2.8 billion gross merchandise value generated from the Payment Networks Malaysia Sdn Bhd, which comprise of 30 bank members and with a total of 21,000 merchants under them. For the year 2019 also saw the participation by the Commerce Development Research Institute of Taiwan. 60 Taiwanese merchants representing 2,400 brands and selling over 35,000 products participated in 2019. Also for the year 2019, export GMV grew by 38%, serving buyers from 35 countries. And for the year 2019 also, we noticed there was a leading category for local GMV sales, which was travel, followed by fashion segment, health and beauty. My Cyber Sale is known to be the first ever government-led national online sales initiative. Most of you might be aware of Cyber Monday, made popular in the United States, and also the Singles Day or Double 11 organized by Alibaba Group in recent years. As opposed to all cyber sales conducted all around the world, My Cyber Sale in Malaysia has proven to be the first ever government-led national online sale in the world. Moving forward from the year 2020 onwards, the government of Malaysia, through Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation, has introduced 2 new e-commerce initiatives with the support of the government of Malaysia. And these initiatives are in collaboration with e-commerce and e-payment partners. Predominantly, the 2 main campaigns under these initiatives are the Go E-commerce Onboarding campaign and Shop Malaysia Online campaign. Some of the powerful impacts these 2 initiatives that has provided. It has provided opportunities to reduce operation costs for micro and small and medium enterprises. It also provides agility for MSMEs. It also provided business continuity and job creations for micro and small medium enterprises. On top of that, it has increased consumer confidence to spend on local products and also from the local businesses as well. The Go E-commerce Onboarding campaign, an initiative by the government under the budget 2021, was to encourage adoption of e-commerce and e-payment by local businesses. The focus is to help local businesses widen their market reach via e-commerce and e-payment. The objective for this campaign is to support local businesses to join the e-commerce platform by focusing on the promotional sectors such as halal, handicrafts, agriculture, retail, and services to help increase sales and reach of Malaysian small businesses. In addition, it also encouraged new local merchants to use e-payment platforms and help digitize the payment process as well. The e-commerce initiative was successful in terms of creating multiple partners, generated over 1.87 billion in sales for Malaysian businesses, 8.2 million in terms of transactions, and more than 33,000 new micro and SMEs registered on various e-commerce platforms. On top of it, more than 200 Malaysian merchants have also greatly benefited from it. As part of these e-commerce initiatives, the campaign's performance report has provided the following. Overall, there were 27 partners participated in the initiatives. More than 886,000 local merchants have benefited from the campaign, and in total, it has generated Ringgit Malaysia 6.5 billion in sales for Malaysian businesses, with over 153 million transactions. In addition, more than 270,000 businesses are owned by women. In total it off, we had about more than 400 business newly onboarded into the e-commerce platforms. These are some of the initiatives that were created, and it's provided the relevant impetus for the digital transformation in Malaysia. And we believe such campaigns will be ongoing in the future as well to promote digital transformation in Malaysia. Thank you for tuning in to my speech and presentation. We hope you enjoyed listening to what we have benefited in Malaysia through our digital transformation program. Once again, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Bala. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Sami Ahmed, Managing Director and CEO of Startup Bangladesh Limited, to give a presentation about digital transformation in Bangladesh.
Dear audience, thank you for inviting me to speak at the Vietnam Asia DX Summit 2022, organized by Vinasa and supported by the Ministry of Information and Communication of Vietnam. My name is Sami Ahmed. I'm the Managing Director of Startup Bangladesh Limited. Today, I'm going to give you a small presentation on the digital transformation of Bangladesh in the last 13 years. I have been fortunate enough to be involved in many of these transformation programs in different capacity over the last 10 years. Working with the government since 2012, I've been part of digital projects. I've been part of implementing them, as well as in the policymaking body of the government to implement many of these digital Bangladesh initiatives. Since February of this year, I have taken over the role of the Managing Director and CEO of Startup Bangladesh Limited, a company under IC division, a venture capital company of the government, with a fund allocation of $65 million. The purpose of this company is not only to fund startups, but also to ensure that the startups that addresses our national agenda of Vision 2041 can be given priority, as well as provide the startups mentoring and other capacity support and connect them with global VCs and help them raise more funds. So we are not only focused to give support to the startups as fund, but also to help create a VC ecosystem and a startup ecosystem for the betterment of the country. So I will give a small presentation that's not only about startups. We will talk a little bit about startups, but most importantly, the journey that Bangladesh has gone through since 2008 till 2022. I remember in 2008, I used to live in the United States. I came back to Bangladesh in October of 2008, just before the elections. which happened in December of 2008. And then in 2008 December, the Honorable Prime Minister, back then she was one of the candidates and leading the party of Awami League, she made a Digital Bangladesh vision declaration. I was inspired by it. I stayed back in the country, and I have been fortunate enough to be part of this journey of Digital Bangladesh. So let me share with you a small presentation on this vision implemented by the government of Digital Bangladesh. So first of all, I want to talk to you about the leadership and the political will. Now, this is very important for a vision to be successful. So when we talk about leadership and we talk about what it took the Honorable Prime Minister to bring Bangladesh in 2008, a low-income country with a lot of problems, especially in its digital infrastructure in the economy. And now in 2022, when we have entered the middle-income country definition, and where our per capita income has gone up to $2,824 with a GDP of over 400 billion US dollars, and a poverty rate greatly reduced from more than 40% to almost less than 15%. So a huge success of Digital Bangladesh. But where does the Honorable Prime Minister get her philosophy, her vision? So the Digital Bangladesh vision, the root of it comes from the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who liberated our country in 1971. He was the father of the nation and the first leader of Bangladesh, with his philosophy of creating an society, an equal society, with technology playing an important role in the advancement of our nation. Honorable Prime Minister, based on the ideologies of her father, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, brought about his philosophy through the Digital Bangladesh vision, where her father, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, dreamt of a golden Bengal. She translated the golden Bengal through her Digital Bangladesh vision. The third person in this story is the ICT Affairs Advisor of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Mr. Shajib Joy, whom we Bangladesh, how it should be implemented, what should be the targets, how we should go about it. He is one of the major characters in this story of the successful implementation of Digital Bangladesh and moving forward as we go towards 2041 to become a developed nation. So this is the philosophy of Digital Bangladesh, taking a low-income country using technology as a main tool to have development on every sector: agriculture, education, health, industry, and how a nation can transform towards a middle income and then a developed nation using these philosophies is basically what Digital Bangladesh is all about. So we have talked about 2021 vision of the Honorable Prime Minister to become a middle income country by implementing the Digital Bangladesh vision. It marks the golden jubilee of our independence, the 50 years of Bangladesh, and we have achieved it. We have gone from an LDC and now we are recognized as a lower middle income country moving towards an upper middle income country. The 2030 vision, the SDG goals that's coming up into by 2030, we're well on our way. And now we are moving towards the 2041 Smart Bangladesh vision, which is becoming a developed country, and not only our advancement of our economy, but to become a knowledge-based innovation economy by 2041. And of course, we have the 100 years of our independence, where we want to see at the centenary of our independence to reach a peak of prosperity. And the 2100 Safe Delta Plan, Bangladesh being the largest delta in the world, we have a Safe Delta Plan of what the country is going to be like in 2100. So the Honorable Prime Minister has already set these strategies. We are well on our way to implementation, guided by her ICT Affairs Advisor, Shajib Joy. So we have talked about Bangladesh developing in the last 13 years, since 2008, after the Digital Bangladesh Vision Declaration from 2009, actually. And now we have a per capita income of $2,824. But a lot of things have happened in these last 13 years. Bangladesh, from nearly negligible number of internet users, we have more than 120 million internet users now, with over 1,000 e-services provided by the government to the citizens. More than 100 million digital IDs have been given by the government to the population. Our population is at 170 million. However, we have a mobile subscription of more than 180 million, which means many people having more than one cell phone subscriptions. We're a very young country with almost 50% of our population under the age of 25. It's one of the fastest growing emerging nations in the world. We have innovated in the area of mobile financial services with over 100 million mobile financial services users. And we do come between the second largest RMG exporter globally to the third. We're always between the second and third. We keep moving between those two. But the most important part is that we have a very large growing middle and affluent consumer base. As our per capita income increases, the MAC population increases, the demand for consumer goods, especially electronic goods, keep on increasing every year. This has resulted in a sustained growth in the economy over the past few years, even during the COVID period when we moved towards digital. And because of this driving growth, we were able to sustain many of the applications in the digital space. Has recently resulted in a lot of local companies investing in this space. Companies like Walton, Jamuna, Minister, who are not only building these electronic devices, starting from mobile phones to laptops to televisions, refrigerators, IoT-based refrigerators, IoT-dependent, many fridge, air conditioners, and many other electronic devices, which not only because of our local marketplace has a good presence of their items, but they also have started exporting many of these goods to the global market. We have global companies like Samsung, for example. They assemble even their latest line of mobile phones. Every single line they sell in Bangladesh are all assembled in the Samsung factories in Bangladesh. So we are slowly moving up the value chain, going from not only focusing on RMG, but recently moving into the electronic consumer devices assembly and manufacturing phase. Addition to that, we have companies such as Ulkasami, as you can see on my slide, is one of the companies that are designing microchips for many global companies from Bangladesh. So Bangladesh has the capacity and the skills to move up the value chain, which has developed in the last 13 years in Bangladesh. So the Digital Bangladesh program, which was launched in 2008, the government decided to implement it under 4 major pillars. So we have the digital government, one of the pillars, connectivity and infrastructure, human resource development, and ICT industry promotion. And if you see the numbers on my slide, a lot of changes has happened since 2008 to 2021. And definitely, we do intend to achieve the 2025 targets well before that time. One of the areas I want to bring your attention to is IT exports, even though it's only $1.4 billion in ICT exports. But if you look at the rate of change from 2008 to 2021, from only $26 million of IT exports to $1.4 billion of ICT exports, the rate of growth is phenomenal. If Bangladesh has a big chance in the IT landscape in the export market, which is why it's a high priority area for the government, moving from just RMG towards more IT and electronic device manufacturing as one of the major areas of our export earning. So the 4 pillars, let's talk about the first pillar, the digital government pillar. And there are definitely many applications to talk about in digital government that has happened in the last 10, 12 years. Let's talk about a few of them. Let's start with the Indian digital centers. Started in 2010. As you know, Bangladesh was a very low-income country back then, with a huge number of population, uneducated, unable to afford digital devices, not only digital devices, but unable to use them. with a lot of problem with electricity power back in 2000. Now by 2021, government has achieved 100% electrification across the country, but this was not the 2009, 2010, 11, and 12. Even though our plan was to take Digital Bangladesh to the people's doorsteps, to the rural level, but how the citizens use those. So we came up with the model in a digital center where it was a unique model, right? It wasn't government run. The infrastructure was provided by the government, but a private sector, two entrepreneurs from the private sector, one male, one female, were chosen to run the center and use the center as a means for the livelihood, to run it as a business. That's how we get to more than 4,500 unions. We developed these digital centers where anybody can take these e-services, not only government services. They could have access to a lot of private services, including using video conference system, their loved ones who are working in other countries. They could apply for government through government forms for passport, for government services, as well as take training in IT and many other things that services that are provided to the Indian digital centers. The national portal, which was the largest of its kind when we launched it in 2014. Now about 52,000 government offices are housed through the portal, one portal for the website of all the different government offices, up from the union level to the ministerial level. Citizens can access those websites and get information and links to services right from the portal. Similarly, we developed other applications, just to mention a few, like the 333 call center, e-Noti, office management government, which really helped us be online at all times and improve all government files. Doesn't matter where the offices are. The national e-government procurement system, the MyGov is the mobile application through which citizens have access to all government services. We have the government ERP, we call the GRP, and very important two important infrastructure that we have developed. Pori Choi, which means identification, is our eKYC platform used by various applications of the government to verify the identity of citizens. They can avail the services. And the IDTP, which will be operational by this year, which is a backbone of our financial transactions, which will allow different mobile financial and digital financial services to connect to each other, be interoperable through this platform, and which means for citizens are able to send their payments costs from one mobile financial service provider, or digital service provider, digital financial service provider, to a bank, from a bank to an MFS, and vice versa. So make our digital transactions very transparent, very interoperable. Several other applications, there are many other applications the government has developed. Just wanted to highlight a few of them that are happening in the e-governance space that has really helped us bring Bangladesh digital e-governance services at the root level in the last 12-13 years, had huge impact. There are other applications in e-commerce where we've been able to engage village level entrepreneurs up to the cities, maintain the supply chain, provide e-agriculture, e-health. A lot of government services happen in different spaces. We have definitely developed innovation platforms through which government officers and the citizens were able to participate together to develop many of these solutions. A lot of transformations in the e-government space, just wanted to highlight a few. For connectivity, a major change has happened in the Bangladesh landscape. I remember back in 2008, 2009, where internet was pretty expensive, coming down to a very affordable rate in 2022, where even village level people have access to fast broadband internet at a very low fraction of a cost. We are globally through 2 summit goals. A third one is being worked on right now. 7 international terrestrial cable ITC operators connecting Bangladesh to the global internet system. We have Bangladesh 1 satellite that we launched a couple of years back, and now we're working on launching the next satellite for Bangladesh to support our different connectivity issues. We have built several data centers in the country, but specifically one Tier 4 data center, one of the largest in Asia, residing in Bangladesh. Of course, we're connected across the country with 4G networks now, and moving into 5G. Trial has already begun, and we are working the 5G landscape right now. The third pillar of Digital Bangladesh, human resource development. And in the last 13 years, from ICT Ministry alone, we have trained more than 2 million people in different IT skills through different programs. So one part of the program is to develop the ICT skills of the industry, where we provided support to IT companies to build that to excellent in the global market. We focused on building the skills of individuals, where they were able to go out and be freelancers to the world. Bangladesh has 600 freelancers, and we are the second largest destination for online workers, from where the online workers are from, according to Oxford Internet Institute. And Bangladesh has been very successful in this particular space. So we have developed many programs. We have training programs for the disabled as well. We do that every year. We have job fairs where we train them, and we have job fairs where different companies hire many different people with different special abilities, we call them, and we help to get them jobs. In addition to that, we have built digital labs across the country. In 35,000 digital labs are being built to provide after school to school students to learn coding and different other IT skills. We are being incubators across the country, centers for fourth industrial revolution. We have given advanced labs at universities for research and development in technology. We're building 300 schools of the future in the country to bring in modern education systems to our schools. So a lot of investment in resource space. We know Bangladesh having dividend right now. To take advantage of it, the government understands that one of the major visions of our Honorable Prime Minister is to ensure that our youth are future ready. They have the right skills, and hence the government has taken human resource development as a priority area, building these skills. Currently, we have almost 500,000 students graduating from 150 universities every year. But the number of IT engineers and graduates are somewhere between 20 to 30,000 every year. So we are also with the universities to increase this particular number on technology, and that will help Bangladesh move into the fourth industrial revolution, make the transition more smooth. We're already working on it, but I know there's a lot of room for a lot of growth, and that is going to happen in Bangladesh. The fourth pillar, the final pillar, is the IT industry promotion. And as I mentioned before, we have come to $1.4 billion exports by 2021, and our target is to get $5 billion by 2025. The major destination for export is, of course, the United States, mostly English-speaking countries. But we do have countries like Germany and Japan and Netherlands in that landscape as well. So Bangladesh, when we started back in 2009 and 10, we were doing web development, desktop publishing, graphic designing, but slowly we have moved up the value chain at our domain of expertise. Now we are exporting in areas of software, in AR, VR, artificial intelligence, blockchain. Many of these fourth industrial revolution-based technologies are slowly taking over in terms of export industry and the expertise that the Bangladeshi developers are building up. To support the growth of the industry further, we are developing 39 parks across the country. 11 of them are ready for investment. Now, the high-tech parks provide affordable space for the IT sector. Some of them are focused for software technology parks. Some of them are focused for high-tech manufacturing. But one thing in common is that almost all of them has some space for startups. We have kept a space for incubators, IT incubators in most of our parks, where freelancers can come in and do plug and play model work from those parks, and a lot of facilities for startups that we're promoting through our high-tech parks. The government has provided many incentives and customized and attractive packages for high-tech parks, include 10 years tax exemption for companies and developers that are investing in there, as well as even outside the high-tech parks, IT companies pay no tax till the year 2024. I have seen many similar packages, incentive packages for every other country that we go and meet and talk about how they're promoting their IT industry. But one thing that stands out and quite unique for Bangladesh is the 10% cash. The government is giving, if you export your ICT product from Bangladesh, a service or a software or even a hardware product, the government gives you 10% cash back on that export earning. So this is something different. I've not seen that in other countries, but Bangladesh government has been giving it in multiple sectors in Bangladesh, and ICT has been getting the same benefits since the year 2017. The startup system is a major drive by the government to increase investment in this sector, to encourage students, university students, fresh graduates, as well as other people with new coming into this particular space. We have seen about 2,500 plus startups in the ecosystem, with almost 200 startups coming up every year for the last couple of years. We've seen that happen. A lot of accelerators and incubators. We have attracted more than $720 million of funding from global investors in the last few years. Especially last year, I believe it was over $400 million that we've been able to attract into Bangladesh. And a lot of employment has happened because of the startup sector. Almost 1.5 million people have been employed because of new startups that have come up in the last 4 or 5 years. A lot of local startups are raising funds, global funding, and so here's some of them that we talk about. And then a lot of global investors, such as SoftBank, such as Valar, Flourish, Sequoia. We see the presence of a lot of these global VCs in the Bangladesh ecosystem, but not enough from the local ecosystem, which is why the government built the Startup Bangladesh Company Limited, which is a local VC trying to build the local venture capital ecosystem in the country. We also have several other projects from IC division where the VC invests in the seed and the growth stage. But before that, pre-seed and at the idea stage, we have programs like the Innovation Design and Entrepreneurship Academy, where we provide grants to small companies or students who want to experiment with a new idea. With this grant, if they are able to come up and meet their meet the KPIs and be able to develop the product, bring it to market, take them up from Startup Bangladesh Company Limited based on the success. But at the earliest stage, we have the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Academy to support new startups. We started doing this global program, the Bangabandhu Innovation Grant, last year, from the year 2021. To mark the 100 years birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So in the Bangabandhu Innovation Grant Program, we invited startups from across the world to participate with the first prize of $100,000 US. It's a grant, so almost any startup from any country can participate. I would like to welcome the startups from Vietnam and every other country that's participating in the DX Summit. To all the startups from different countries, you are free to apply at Bangabandhu Innovation Grant this year, which we will probably be organizing around November. And the Startup Bangladesh Limited, which was started, the company started 2 years ago, but we started investing from last year. We have invested in 15 startups so far, with a focus in national priority areas like education, agriculture, health, and with a big focus on AI and deep technology. We are a $60 million fund, and we intend to not only invest in the startups, but also help them grow and develop the local venture capital ecosystem through Startup Bangladesh Company Limited. So obviously, the last 2 years have been a struggle for everybody across the globe with COVID hitting in 2020. A lot of economies have taken a big hit. Fortunately for Bangladesh, because of the Digital Bangladesh vision, we have prepared the digital infrastructure. A big focus was given on digital. So the transition from a physical to work at home through a virtual office system was not, well, there was a challenge, but not as much of a big challenge since we had the practice, the digital infrastructure already in place. And we saw the real power of digital happen back then, with the number of mobile financial users increasing, the number of daily transactions, e-commerce increasing, and our GDP actually didn't go down below 5% during the COVID period. And from a per capita income of $1,009 in 2019, we were able to increase recently, it was probably reached $2,824. So Bangladesh is seeing huge growth in the COVID period, and we are well on our way to becoming an upper middle country. During the COVID period, we developed many applications and the private sector to support the economy. Even our vaccine management system, Shurokha, was developed by just 5 programmers in our ICT ministry who developed this system, and is being used by the health ministry not only for the vaccine management, not only for the vaccine registration, but also to manage the supply chain of vaccines in these medical centers across the country. And different strategies we have developed to support our growth in the last 13 years. We have many policies, but with 4th Industrial Revolution, with AI, with robotics, AR, VR, things, blockchain, we have our national strategies and moving forward towards implement them right now. But now 2021 was Digital Bangladesh Vision, which we have achieved. Now we have the Smart Bangladesh Vision 2041, where the economic goal is by 2041 to have the per capita income of $12,500 in prices for Bangladesh, take Bangladesh to in the world. Smart Bangladesh Vision, it's focus on building a digital society, a knowledge-based economy, and an innovative nation. Big focus have been given on R&D and innovation to establish Smart Bangladesh 2041, with technology at the heart of becoming a developed nation, which focuses on smart environment, smart infrastructure, smart governance, smart community. Using IT in almost every aspect, how can we innovate? And this is where startups play a major role, which is why we are investing highly on innovation. And because we are a young country, depending on innovative to take the country forward. And the structure of innovation ecosystem, we are following the double staircase model, where one part where we are focused on the talent development of students, as well as on the other side, for the industry, for the ventures to be able to accelerate, and with the partnership between industry, government, academia, take Bangladesh to the next level of development. So coming back to the story when we first started with the ICT Affairs Advisor, with his guidance of implementing Digital Bangladesh Vision, and now with his guidance of implementing Smart Bangladesh 2041, one of his key theme is to do not imitate, innovate. His focus for us and his guidance for ICT Ministry is to support in the innovation process, which is basically the key theme that the government is following to help the youth to be able to innovate the different technologies, the different services that is going to take Bangladesh forward. The target is not only to be part of the 4th Industrial Revolution, the target is to be a leader in the 4th Industrial Revolution. So with this, I come to the end of my presentation, a small presentation that I've shared with you regarding the growth of Bangladesh in the last 13 years, by using technology, how Bangladesh has moved up and the different processes, how digital Bangladesh vision has been implemented under 4 pillars to achieve this middle income status by 2021 by driving growth in health, education, agriculture, and business. And now we are focused on building a smart Bangladesh 2041, the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister under the guidance of our advisor and implemented at the field level under the ICT State Minister Junaid Ahmed Polo. So I've been fortunate enough to be part of many of these initiatives in the last 10 years. And I hope to be a part of the Smart Bangladesh vision as we go forward. One of the things is that the government has built the infrastructure, government is developing the policies, and we do work very closely with the private sector and academia to do all this work. And now it's time to hand over the baton to the youth of the nation to take the country forward, to use these technologies, this infrastructure to build the next generation of applications that is going to make Bangladesh a smart Bangladesh by 2041. Thanks again for inviting me to speak at the Vietnam DX Summit. I hope my presentation has been useful to you, and I hope this will give you a new light about Bangladesh and where we are going in the next 20 years. Thank you very much. Stay safe and have a great day. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Thanin Noirungji, Regional Director, Transformation and Strategic Initiatives, APAC, Thailand, to give a presentation about digital transformation in Thailand.
Hello, everyone. I'm Thanin Noirungji, Director of Transformation and Strategic Initiatives. I work for Software One, APAC, based out in Thailand. I'm a delegate of Associo Thailand. I'm going to present digital transformation, accelerating your digital business strategy as a topic. And I also have business use cases from Thailand to share you. So hang with me and let's get started. So we started with the question, what is digital transformation and why? So with this, we give you an example of banking business. To understand the necessary impact of technology democratization, back in very early state of the internet era, we have had internet bank founded. From then, keep changing rapidly with the emerging technologies and ubiquitous devices. So banking become even more powerful and provide even more services and products through online banking. So the number of users exported to 1 billion users in 2016 and double the number of users to 2 billion in 2020. And with that, bank also have to maintain their P&L with the business recession, with the pandemic crisis. They have to reduce the number of branches and reduce a lot of operation costs and environmental conscious to reduce the number of paper used in their business, for example. So 1/3 of their branches were closed. But anyway, branches may not be the business direction for branch expansion, but they expand their digital banking services. So their consumers from various industries can embrace even more products and services. They can use bank functionality and services from anywhere, anytime, on any device, even more secure and more intelligently. With that is the reason why business like bank strive to become more relevant and become more agile to have the new business growth and so-called the new S-curve. With that, they have to define new business models. They have to find business model that helps find more addressable markets, find more profitable business. In order to do that, they have to reduce operation cost, maintain their operations efficiency, and more importantly, enhance their customer experience, to maintain and to become the competitive in their competition. With that, there are internal improvement also needed to rethink about it, in order to reduce the cost and improve their services. They have to transform their internal as well. Their internal technology or their internal commercials will empower their digital business strategy through these factors. That's the reason why. For our mission is to accelerate the digital transformation for your business. So in order to do that, we help you define the digital business strategy that derives from the integration of the digital technology that put into all areas of the business. So it's not only business, it's not only technologies, but both to be combined. And with that, strategy will help change the culture, the people, and change the technology that you may not have or you need to replace. The change for commercial operations, the change in customer experience. With that, we help you along with the thinking process. The digital business strategy itself is the ongoing process. It's not just a one-time implementation. You needed to embrace the technology, you needed to embrace commercial components in order to do the transformation. And with the combination of two, just simply be the digital transformation as the process that necessary to drive, and without aligning with the business strategy of digital, it's just a tactical goals, like only cost saving, only cost reduction, risk mitigation. It's not strategy. You have to think through all of these factors. Saying so, let's take a little bit deep dive into the components that we think is a connected experience that you should have as a one digital platform. Saying so, commercial transformation and technology transformation combined together and distilled in the core components that we build as our intellectual property, so-called Piracloud, will help collect information and produce the intelligence data to provide and send as a feeder to digital transformation. So with the technology management, optimization of the cost of the commercial and data insights from the system, we can provide the practice, we can provide the functionality of our organization with the key components like software and cloud spending, the consumption and adoption, and also as a technology infrastructure, the apps and security. This is the high level. And then this is the facts from the market of the digital transformation, saying like Forbes in 2019 mentioned that 87% of the companies think that digital will disrupt their business, their industry, so that they prepare for that. Only half of them prepare for that, 40%. So what about the rest? Think about it. This is fact to be shared and you can explore later. So what is your digital transformation journey currently? Think about that. We have developed the 3 phases of digital transformation journey for you to assess and see where you are. So we get started with the very first start as the digital explorer, right? After you define and innovate and define your digital objectives and your plan for growth, you become the digital player. And then after you adopt that technology to implement and extend the functionalities, expand your business with the digital technology and develop your commerce, you will become the digital transformer. And then after you run and maintain at a very automatic and also very agile, you will harvest the benefits of having this digital solution, and you become the digital disruptor. So after you have defined these three phases of digital transformation journey, you will understand that the outcome from this are 4 areas. One is the empower employees is the key focus. And 2 is to improve customer experience, as you learned from the banking business earlier. And optimize operational processes. And finally, innovate business models. So in each outcomes, we need to understand each outcome has their own journey, so that in the empower employees, from the very beginning of the digital player, so you become digital beginner and digital savvy, and the ultimate goal for this business outcome is to do digital culture as a habit. And secondly, improve customer experience. You become the partner of your customer and trusted advisor, the next step, and to be inspiring partner for them as the best in class in real-time experience to provide and inspiring with value. And optimizing operational processes, digital processes design, optimize data, driven business, and agile business is the ultimate goal for this. And then the last one, the last but not least, innovate business models, technology-driven business as a digital player and transformer. You have to do and become digital business, and you will be the game changer or the disruptive business as a disruptor in this stage. This is the leader in the transformation journey. And why digital transformation has been very painful journey for a lot of organization companies. And you see that even we define digital business strategy, and to achieve that, to become the digital business and customer oriented, we have to overcome these obstacles, the challenges for both technology side and the commercial side to transform your business, right? And with the traditional view of the digital transformation components, you think about projects as a silo, saying like you think about digital transformation, you just wanted to discover what the digital maturity your organization is and digital experience roadmap, right? And the other business unit will think about like IT, think about technologies, how to do the cloud infrastructure, how to do the modernized application, how to do the modern workplace solution, for example. This is traditional view, right? And we have seen this. And in the commercial side, you think about how to do the process improvements, operation efficiency improvement, or even FinOps or procurement strategy for IT assets or business assets. And customer-oriented digital business also think about the innovative solution. So how to do the automation with the AI and the ML and data analytics, for example. But with this modern view, we combine and put together as a simultaneous component. So we think about digital business strategy, we combine all together, okay? From the traditional to modern, we combine all together, and this become the continuous process for driving digital business. With the digital business strategy to help optimize your operational processes, to improve your business models, innovate your business models, and that becomes the agility of your digital business. This is the agility side. And the other side is the commercial that helps improve customer experience as a business outcome. We understand that, right? And with the empower employees as a second. So with that, we adopt of the digital culture. Altogether is an innovation for your business. So how we enable new digital business models. In Software One, we have a very mature process and technology to provide. For example, we have Pure Cloud to provide the actionable intelligence from the data collected, and we manage to optimize the data for both operations and management. And we also create new internal and external experience through prototyping. It is necessary step to do so. And we adopt digital culture as a habit, as a constant habit. We provide a discovery trend and consumer insight from analytics, understand people, process, and tools, and with your key business priorities, for example. Absolutely. And analyzing and assessing customer-centric approach for your digital maturity, enabling new business model and value, minimize risk at the same time through the prototyping, assessing your needs, define scope and your extended outcome, design your digital roadmap, create impact. Okay. Why Software One? With the three key areas. Once we have technology, commercial expertise in the past 30 years plus, we also have been developing and collecting the knowledge and skill set in digital transformation. We're saying like we are Microsoft partner network. We are Microsoft Gold partner and AWS Platinum partners as a consulting partner. And we are top 25 SAP solution providers. We have SOC certified, SOC 2, and we have adoption and change management, advanced specialization. We have FinOps certified platform and also service providers. We are ProScience certified professionals. And Gartner ranked us as the only top leader with FinOps certified in the SAM managed service, software asset management managed service. 30 years of experience in doing business as a trusted partner for our partners and customers. We headquartered in Stans, Switzerland. And in Asia, we have the regional office for APAC in Singapore. And we have 9 global and regional service delivery centers. We have 2 locations of security operation centers or SOCs. We have a managed service to provide 24/7 with 13 languages, include Thai language. other languages. We presence in 90 countries, and we operate for our customer in 190 plus countries. We have a whole bunch of software digital publishers, more than 10,500 plus. Take a look at the Thailand academic and business case studies. I have combined and gathered information from the current status of Thailand momentum in digital transformation. I found that the very first organization is Digital Transformation Academy, developed and founded by a guru and advisor who collect and help contribute in the communities and help promote the digital transformation practices, and also provide trainings and help support and advocate business to get started with the digital transformation practice. They also develop their own intellectual property like digital transformation canvas. So that credit goes to Mr. Ethan in English name. This organization is based in Thailand and is founded as an academy, and they also develop or author a number of books available in Thai and English. Second is a business case study from RS Group. It's a 40-year media and entertainment, and transformed to become the entertainment merge, so-called entertain merge. It's been developing but also growing very fast and very rapidly, and they develop the multi-platform commerce and do even more digital business. From the media and entertainment business to become the digital business is amazing. This RS Group is a digital transformation organization that we learn from. Is a showcase that Thailand and also IDC named RS Group as a digital transformation game changer back in year 2020. Is an award that they are really proud of. And the third one would be Fresh Express, is the logistics services business. It's the first unicorn startup of Thailand. It's just 6 years old company, but it became the very first unicorn in September 2021. And we also have that digital transformation case study from Fresh Express to explain you later. And the fourth one would be Yam Commercial Bank, or SCB. So it was the biggest news in financial industry, especially in Thailand last year in September as well. They restructured themselves and changed their 115 years banking business and transformed itself into a fintech or a digital business, and named as SCBX as a holding company. And they expanded their business from existing through new and merger and acquisition, joint venture companies, up to 16 at the first, and then expanded to 22 organizations. We have case study available for you here. This is an example of the Digital Transformation Academy, the digital canvas, digital transformation canvas that I found is very efficient, just simply the best, that we can explain the digital transformation steps from end to end, meaning we have 9 blocks to put in just in one pager canvas. So starting with the very first part is transform the business as a foundation. The second is to create the new capabilities. The third one is to do the transformation in action. RS Group, as a case study, first you can see that they started with the entertainment and media at the very beginning 40 years ago, and they reached a number of users, a number of customers from very beginning. And with that, all related to music, entertainment, studios, selling music in different formats, since tape cassettes, download, MP3, CDs, all kind of things. And they also have the business in music live events, for example. And with that, they realized 7 years ago that they wanted to expand business, and they have to overcome the pandemic crisis. At the same time, along the way, they get themselves prepared and transform their business from that point of view. They expand their business with the commerce business on top of their media and entertainment. You can see that they founded the new business model and defined the new business growth from this new business expansion. And they develop their own product and services, and also expand to other business areas like advertisement, sales and marketing, telesale, and financial services for debt tracking, collection services, for example, with the M&A. And they partner with the mass markets. They also monetize with the data and tokenize with the cryptocurrency. This is amazing. So this canvas is explained in Thai, but you can use any translator to understand more. You can see their performance from 2021. The estimated revenue was 5,700 million Thai baht. So the commerce just outpaced the original business in media and entertainment, right? So commerce earned at the estimate of 4,000 million Thai baht, and media and entertainment at 700 million Thai baht, with the net profit of 12 to 14%. So take a look at their CAGR. Each year per annum, 22%, from 3.6 million Thai baht. The green one is media and entertainment, and the commerce just bigger than the original business, even since before or at the COVID time already. Aim to be achieving at 10,000 million Thai baht in 2024, with the proportion of the commerce of 80% and media and others just 20%. Okay. Case studies from worldwide I put in this slide, so you can have my slide and explore as a case study for yourself that what type of transformation project in digital transformation project that we help deliver at the worldwide level from various industries. Yep. So last but not least, the value that we deliver to our customer and we synergize with partner. We have the whole bunch of partner logos here. You can see, and also the customer logos here. With the technology transformation, commercial transformation, and digital transformation, we can provide the world with this cloud services, digital publishers, and in all industries, private sector, public sector. Okay. So next step is for you to think about where is your digital journey stage or phase, and what would you like to continue and get started? Our services to support you. Thank you for listening and attending this session. So get in touch. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Now I would like to introduce Mr. Kawamoto, Chairman of GISA International Committee, to give a presentation about digital transformation in Japan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jun Kawamoto. I'm head of international division at GISA, Japan Information Technology Services Industry Association. Today, I'd like to talk about DX in Japan. My presentation consists of the 3 points shown on the slide. First, DX in public sector. COVID-19 was a wake-up call for Japan's DX, especially when we look at public sector. Each local governments in Japan had each different IT system that led to hampered situation in terms of management of health crisis by outdated IT systems. In other words, COVID-19 highlighted such practice as ineffective. Therefore, Japanese government decided to establish digital agency, and that agency was newly launched last year in September. The agency comprehensively coordinates with other ministries and agencies for digitalization of Japan. One of the case studies by Digital Agency Initiative is VRS, or Vaccination Record System. It allows the national government to grasp real-time data about inoculation at local governments. The system also connects with online vaccine certification application. Thus, by the initiatives of digital agency, Japanese DX at public sector is going on. Then, Let me talk about the second point, DX in private sector. The government, as well as the Tokyo Stock Exchange, have been encouraging private sector to promote DX at each company. One of the good examples is DX Talks. This is a joint initiative by MITI, or Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, and the Tokyo Stock Exchange to encourage companies to promote DX. It selects TSE-listed companies engaged in changing business models and management practices based on digital technologies. Thus, DX at private sector has been going very well. Let me introduce you with one good example. This case study is from the largest Japanese retailer, Seven & I Holdings. This company has been promoting DX to optimize their delivery, as they are promoting online-offline convergence. So for example, customers buy goods and services at Seven & I Group companies' e-commerce systems, including convenience store 7-Eleven, supermarket, as well as department store. Then, delivery has been an issue for them. In order to cope with this challenge, the company decided to utilize AI technology to optimize delivery. As a result, AI delivery control reduces delivery distances by approximately 40% and the number of vehicles by approximately 45%. Great result. And lastly, I'd like to talk about transformation to digital industry in Japan. Now MITI is trying to change the relationship between user companies and IT vendors. MITI had formed study group to encourage companies to achieve DX. They suggest to remove barriers between users and vendor companies and create digital industry to enhance the competitiveness of Japanese companies. Within the study group, they have been discussing to categorize companies into 4 types in digital industry. In other words, MITI has been proposing IT vendors and user companies for 4 different strategies. Especially for IT vendors, this means the IT vendors would be intended to help clients implement DX. So for example, as shown on the slide, MITI suggests IT vendors to change as a partner promoting company transformation for their clients. Other types would be service provider who works with client's company to create new businesses utilizing digital technology. It means GSaaS companies are also trying to change their business models to cope with these circumstances to help our clients to be digitalization company. Therefore, as a conclusion, I'd like to ask our partners in Vietnam IT sectors to try to change your business models as well. We ourselves are trying to change to be partners for our clients. Then we try to ask the same to you all. Once you'll be able to work with us as a partner to realize DX for clients, then I truly believe that the partnerships between Vinasa and JISA will be also very fruitful one in the future. I'm looking forward to working with you more closely for the future. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Kawamoto. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kawamoto's presentation is the last sharing of the seminar today. We hope that you've learned some insights about digitalization from economies and find them applicable in your business and organization. We will continue part 2 of this seminar tomorrow at 9 a.m. Vietnam time with the sharings from Pakistan, Nepal, Korea, Sri Lanka, Laos, and Taiwan. Once again, thank you and see you tomorrow.